everyone. Welcome to Storytime with Miss Sarah. Now that it's getting hotter outside, it's a good time to cool off with some ice cream, like Ice Cream Larry by Daniel Pinkwater. Hello?
We have your bear.
Oh my! Where is he?
He is at Cohen's Cones, the ice cream shop. He will not leave. Someone will have to come and take him away.
I could hear Larry saying,
I think I will have another blueberry sundae.
No! No more! I heard someone say.
Larry is a polar bear. He lives in our hotel. Once, Larry saved my father's life, and that is why the hotel is called the Hotel Larry. Larry is the lifeguard at the hotel pool. I hurried down to the ice cream shop. Mrs. Cohen was the owner of Cohen's Cones.
Out of the goodness of my heart, I allowed this bear to sleep in the walk-in freezer. Now I find he has eaten over 250 pounds of ice cream.
I looked at Larry.
Please don't worry about me. I feel fine.
Larry said. Why did you let him sleep in your freezer? I asked Mrs. Cohen.
He said he was warm.
Didn't you think he might eat the ice cream? I asked.
He said we had nothing to fear.
Mrs. Cohen said. I think he meant to tell you that he would not eat any people. I said. He won't, you know.
Eat people?
That's right. I don't see how you can let a bear into your freezer and not expect him to eat ice cream, I said.
He ate a lot,
Mrs. Cohen said. Well, he's a bear.
I suppose.
I didn't eat any of the almond crunch,
Larry said.
Could I have some now, please?
No,
said Mrs. Cohen. My father will pay for the ice cream, I said. Larry is his very best friend.
In that case, you may each have an almond crunch cone, Mrs. Cohen said, but take the bear away.
Larry and I walked away from Cohen's Cones, licking our almond crunches. It was wrong to eat all that ice cream, I said.
I became overheated,
Larry said.
I only intended to have a nap. I think I ate the ice cream in my sleep.
You continued asking for ice cream when you were awake, I said.
Well, yes,
Larry said.
I saw no harm in it. The customers seemed to think it was cute, and a man came in and took my picture.
The next day, Larry's picture was in the newspaper. Bear eats eighth of a ton of ice cream, it said above the picture. Under the picture, it said, I do not feel sick, says Bear.
Mildred, you know Larry is not supposed to leave the hotel without you,
my father said.
Mildred was at her karate lesson,
Larry said.
I became bored.
I have paid for the ice cream. We will say no more about it,
my father said. A man came to stay at the hotel. He signed his name in the book at the desk. Iberg.
This is the hotel where the polar bear lives, is it not?
Iberg asked.
Oh, yes,
my mother said.
May I see him?
Iberg asked.
He is sleeping. He ate a great deal of ice cream yesterday,
my mother said.
But I am sure you will see him later.
After supper, Mr. Berg approached my father. He gave my father a card that read, Iberg Iceberg Ice Cream Company.
Are you the bear's owner?
Mr. Berg asked my father.
Owner? No, he is my friend,
my father said.
Would it be possible for me to speak to him on a matter of business? He is a wild polar bear and may speak to whomever he likes, but I would like to be present. Of course, said Mr. Iberg.
Larry and my father and Mr. Berg sat together in the lobby.
It is my honor to own the Iceberg Ice Cream Company of Baltimore, Maryland, founded in 1851. You may know our slogan, Iceberg, Iceberg, we all scream for Iceberg.
I'm not sure I understand it,
Larry said.
No, Mr. Berg said. No one seems to. Still, it's a catchy slogan, my father said. Larry, your picture has been copied in newspapers all over the world. People know that you ate half a ton of ice cream at Cohen's Cones, but they do not know that it was iceberg ice cream you ate.
It was only an eighth of a ton,
Larry said.
Still, it was a lot of ice cream, Mr. Berg said.
I was overheated and hungry.
Larry said.
I am often hungry.
I had to pay for all of it, my father said. Larry, would you like to come with me to Baltimore, Maryland? I can show you our modern ice cream factory. I will bring you home the very next day.
Mr. Berg, I think I would like to go to Baltimore, Maryland, visit a modern ice cream factory, and come home the very next day more than anything else I can imagine at this moment,
Larry said. In the morning, Larry and Mr. Berg went away in a very large car. Larry wore his sunglasses. He took with him a small suitcase containing his bongos and a paperback copy of Moby Dick by Herman Melville. The following day, Mr. Berg brought Larry back to the hotel. Did you have a nice time in Baltimore, Maryland? I asked Larry.
I had a very nice time,
Larry said. Was the modern ice cream factory interesting? I asked.
Yes, it was quite modern and very interesting. I learned a great deal,
Larry said. Why did Mr. Berg want to show it to you? And what did you learn? And what did you do? I asked.
I would prefer to tell you about it at another time,
Larry said. You won't tell me now?
I would prefer not to.
Larry continued to refuse to talk about his visit to Baltimore, Maryland. He said nothing to my father, and nothing to my mother, and nothing to me. Mr. Berg visited Larry a number of times. Larry would sit in the very large car with Mr. Berg, and they would look at sheets of paper and talk to each other. One day, Mr. Berg brought a very large box made of plastic foam. He dragged it into the hotel, then called us to gather around.
Behold,
Mr. Berg said. He took the lid off the box. It was full of ice cream bars, each with a picture of Larry on the wrapper.
I give you the Larry bar,
Mr. Berg said.
I am so proud,
Larry said. The Larry bars came in many flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, blueberry, Arctic almond, bearberry, polar pineapple, and codfish.
The codfish was my idea,
Larry said.
Mr. Berg is not too sure about that one, but I know it will be popular.
Mr. Berg unrolled a large poster. It had a picture of Larry holding all the flavors of Larry bars in his paws. At the top it said, the Larry bar, and at the bottom it said, I do not feel sick.
Our new slogan,
Mr. Berg said. The rest is history. Larry bars are loved by everyone, and the codfish flavor Larry bar is considered a gourmet treat. There are posters, signs, and billboards of Larry, and the slogan, I do not feel sick, is known the world over. Larry has appeared on television, and he received a phone call from the President of the United States. He is a celebrity. He is the spokesbearer for the Iceberg Ice Cream Company. I asked Larry, does Mr. Berg pay you anything for helping to make Larry bars famous?
I did not come all the way from Baffin Bay to be a fool,
Larry says.
Have you seen the new walk-in freezer in my room? What is more, I receive 50 Larry bars each day.
It sounds like a good deal to me, I said.
Oh, yes, I am a happy bear,
Larry said. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.